Hi, everyone. My name is Karen. I am here interviewing my fellow business owner, Dave. So I'm going to jump right in here. So, Dave, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about where you live, name, that sort of thing?
Hi everyone, I'm Dave. I'm from the UK, and I'm an ex-London taxi driver, and now I'm an online business owner.
Awesome. So you say you're an ex-cab driver. So are you running the business full time right now? And what were your reasons for looking to work online?
Well, I was driving a taxi in London, and it was getting very very stressful. The last few years, the work was going down and down and down, and I was working harder and harder. And as you know, take my glasses off. As you know, sort of working, being a taxi driver, you're always working the unsociable hours while everyone's out enjoying themselves at the weekends and going to nice
Right.
restaurants and theatres. You're working. So for the last sort of 22 years, I've been working weekends, and I just got fed up with it. I'd had enough, and I was, for the last couple of years, I was looking around for something online. I knew there was something I could find, but I looked at a few things, and I sort of couldn't really find anything. I looked at Amazon and different stuff, and it was all too complicated. There wasn't no sort of backup there to no one there to help you do it, and I wasn't sort of computer savvy enough to sort of set my own
Hmm.
website up and stuff like that. So I really
Your
started
story
looking
sounds
around.
very similar to mine.
Exactly. So I sort of started looking round, and literally it was one Sunday afternoon. I'm sort of scrolling on social media. I look, silly dog videos and cat videos and stuff like that. I was a bit bored. Think of maybe the football results or something like that. And then I came across an advert, sort of a young lady. She had two kids, and she was working three jobs, and she'd found this online business, and I sort of started listening to the story, and it sort of drew me in a little bit, and she was explaining stuff, and she said, "Oh, what? There's a free webinar to watch," and I thought, might as well watch it. It's not going to
Yeah.
cost me anything. So I started to watch the webinar, and I got really really intrigued. I thought this sounds really good. I was listening to all the stories of how people started and then where they are now, and I thought,
Yeah.
they were just normal people. Everyday people like me and you just started an online business. I thought, well, if they can do it, why not me? So literally, next day I sort of signed up, came into the community, started looking around, and I thought, oh, this really looks what I'm looking for.
So it sounds like
And
you jumped right in.
yeah, sort of jumped right into it and sort of
Yeah.
got started in it. And as you know, the sort of once I got into the training, I loved it. Because
Yeah.
when you get to a certain age, you sort of don't think you're learning much. Do you know what I mean? Your sort of brain switches off a little bit. You
Or you
do your
don't
job
want to. It just seems like too much work.
exactly, and I think once you know your job,
Yeah.
you don't really have to think. You just do it on
Yeah.
autopilot. So
I get it.
to sort of learn something new, it gives you a real sort of buzz and a kick
Hmm.
to learn something new. Look at me, I'm 58. Look at you youngsters, I can do just as good as you.
Well, especially when it's so the training is so complete and it's so in depth and it's so step by step. Like anybody could do it, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I sort of used my laptop for was probably sending an email, or sort of looking at, watching football on my laptop,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
checking scores, or just mucking about on social media. And I would never think to myself that I could sort of start an online business. So
Right.
the training site is absolutely brilliant. It
Yep. Up
really
and running
is.
within a couple weeks, typically. I know I
Exactly.
was.
I
Yep.
think I steamed into the training. It sort of just, it was like I was like a Netflix. I sort of got on there, and it just,
You
oh,
binged it.
yes, I binged. It was binge training. I got on there literally, and I was up and running. I think it was in 2.5 weeks, done.
Fabulous. Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant. I loved it, and I still
Yeah.
do. I still love looking at the train because, as you know, the training site gets updated sort of almost
All the
weekly at the
time they're
moment.
adding stuff to it. Oh yeah,
And there's always new stuff on there to learn. So you're like, that's what I
always.
love.
I've been 2 years in this business, and that training site from when I first came in, which got me up and running in a couple of weeks, has grown to just this something that's even more amazing. So for new people coming in, there is nothing you could ever want to know about working online that you cannot find in that training.
Yeah. And it's
Plus,
just,
we have all our support groups as well, all our chat groups and our masterminds and Zooms, and
well,
anybody can do this.
you've
Yeah.
got your training site, which runs 365 days a year.
Yes.
You've got access to that 24/7. You've got an online mentor and a coach. And then not only that,
Yep.
you've got like a community of over, I think it's been touching about nearly 70,000 now.
Close to
Worldwide,
70,000. Yeah.
worldwide
Yeah.
people. So if you're like, if you've got a problem, it's never been heard of, because there's always someone to help you. You know, you
Always.
pop a little question on there. If you've gone for the training site, spoke to your mentor, if they don't know, someone will know the answer. So
Yeah.
there's always someone to help you.
And the team is so helpful with each other. This is a global community, people all over the world continuing to help each other every single day.
Do you know what?
Nothing like it. Yeah.
When I drove a cab for 22 years, literally you're on your own, you're working. All right, you're having a chat with
Isolated.
customers.
That would be a very isolating job.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite an isolating job. And to be honest, it's not really a lot of job satisfaction in picking people up and dropping them off. But I get so much job satisfaction from working online. And people
Yes.
think it's a lonely job. It's actually not a lonely job. It's more sociable than actually driving a cab, because you meet loads of friends.
Yeah, you're interacting.
You're
Yeah.
interacting, you're listening to people's stories, you sort of people are building success, and you're sort of cheering them on, they're cheering you on. They're so helpful, everyone's so positive. And I love that. The most the thing that really I love, because I'm quite a positive person, and mixing with a whole community that's so positive. There's never anything on a bad word, or everyone supports you 100%. And I think anyone who's a newbie coming into sort of online business, you've got a training site, you've got the mentor, you've got the community, you've got everything there to help you. And
it's a business in a box. Yep.
Nothing online.
A business in a box that you can run from your phone. And when you think about the support of that training, if somebody was to come in and say, I want to work online, and they had to set up a system and build a funnel and a website and figure out all the systems and everything that goes with it, I think the average cost to figure that out all yourself and set it up is about 20,000 Canadian. Yeah. So you're coming in and you're stepping into a system that is complete, with all the support in the world that you could ever imagine. Why would anybody struggle on their own to set up an online business when the products are chosen for you and they're proven to work? The training is there, the support is there. Why on earth would you sit there and struggle on your own?
Yeah. And not only that, you'd spend that money and you still wouldn't have the support and help that you've got.
You wouldn't. No.
24/7 out there to sort of guide you along the way. That's the thing.
Exactly.
As well. You'd be sitting there setting your website up, and that would probably take you about 3 weeks to work out how to do one of them.
Well, it would take me that long for sure.
Yeah, it would take me that long as well. Whereas, it's all done for you. Your website and everything is all set up.
Yeah.
All the technical stuff in the back end
it's done.
Dealt with.
It's done. You basically step into it and you go. So now what's your favorite thing so far about working online? Like, what do you really love about it?
I think I've got a couple of things I love. I think I love the freedom of it. You can sort of take it. At the moment, we can't go anywhere, but literally, you could take it anywhere with you. If you're sitting having a coffee or something, and you can, you're sitting quietly, you could half an hour, and you could have a little
run it from your phone. Yeah.
So you've got the freedom of it all, and I can honestly say the positivity in the online community, in the team, it just gives you a buzz. You see, you're sort of listening, you're sort of watching people doing their stuff, and then someone says, "Oh yeah, I've done this," and everyone, and you think, "Oh, brilliant!" And I've sort of been I've been
Yeah.
watching this person. I've been watching them grow from when they
Mm-hmm.
started, and look how well they're doing. You know, it's just it gives you so much satisfaction. And I think that's the one thing I get from this business is just
Awesome.
how positive people are, and do you know what, it sort of washes on you. It
Yes.
makes you feel positive and it makes you feel good. So
Well,
yeah, I
and the
think that's the
beautiful
bit
thing
I love
about
the
it is you
best.
don't feel like you're in competition with anybody, or you don't feel like it feels like a, like some work environments, I guess as a cab driver, you probably didn't experience this, but I've worked in jobs where there was a level of competitiveness, or you weren't really happy when somebody else did well. Like I've worked in commission sales pretty much my whole life. In this family, it's the complete opposite, because
Yeah,
we know if what the success that other people are getting, we all use the exact same system. It's a level playing field. So if somebody else who's a year ahead of you in the business, you see their income level way up here, that's possible for you as well,
yeah,
because we're all
exactly.
using the same system and we're all supporting each other. So there isn't any feeling of not wanting to be happy for somebody else's success, or
No,
them to be happy for yours. So that's what I love about it as well.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's just, and the thing is, you can see other people how now they're doing, and then you're aiming for it. You're thinking,
Yes,
by
you can
next
do it.
year, by next
Yeah.
year, that's going to be me. I'm going to be up there
Yeah.
because you know that like they're doing the same thing as you,
Absolutely.
and you can get there, and it's only
Yeah.
you're the person in the driving seat because you've got all the tools. They're already set for everyone, and it's just
Yeah.
your motivation to drive it on, and that's it. So it just gives you a. That's what like to see people be really successful, because it gives you that buzz, and you think by next year that's going to be me. I'm going to be doing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, you can start right out of the gate, and be up and running. So it just continues to build from there. So if you were talking to somebody who was not quite sure, they were brand new to this, or they never even thought about working online, or they had, but they weren't sure to how to start, what would you say to that person?
I would literally say you're not going to find, if you want to find something that you can sort of work from anywhere, that is fully supported. You've got
Mhm.
everything in the background you need to be successful. Take a look at the free webinar. You know, it could be for you. You might think, this is definitely for me. And you might think it's not for me, but it's not going to cost you anything to find out.
Yes.
And that's the main thing. The last year has been a real bad year for everyone. A lot of
Mhm.
people, a lot of redundancies, a lot of shops closing, people been stuck indoors. But the one thing that's actually boomed in this awful year last year we've had has been the online space, the online world. Amazon's profits have doubled.
Yeah.
And I think most of us have probably been online and ordered our shopping, our clothes, everything. At the moment, you can't
The
go to the
Amazon
shop and
delivery
buy it.
guy knows me by name.
Yeah, exactly. So everything's online, everything.
Yeah. And
And
do
it's
we
only going to
honestly
get
see that
more and more and
changing?
more.
Yeah. And I don't see that changing. I mean, my other career is in the real estate industry, and it is subject to ebbs and flows. Most industries are, can be affected by many things, but the online world is the one thing that since it began, it has done nothing but continue to grow and
Yeah,
get bigger. So I think that if somebody's working their 9 to 5 job and they're not even thinking about working online, you're missing a massive, massive opportunity.
yeah,
Massive.
exactly.
And in the online world, there's nothing else out there like what we have. Nothing. We're the number one team in the world. We are the biggest team in the world working online, and we're all doing it together.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
if anyone's sort of watching this at the moment and you're thinking about it, don't think, just take a look at the webinar, because
Yeah.
I know this is a bit of a cliche, but this could actually change your life. It
It
really
is
could.
life changing.
It is.
Yeah.
I know, and we've seen
Yeah.
people's lives change from sort of washing up pots and pans in a restaurant and working 5 jobs between the sort
Yeah.
of couple, and within a year, they have given up all those jobs and they're working purely online, and they've got a nice income coming in, and it's totally changed their lives. You know, that's how big this thing is. That's how well you can do.
Yes. Yeah. Yep, everything to gain and nothing to lose with this.
Exactly.
And I mean, me personally, I was looking retirement in the face. I knew I didn't have enough money to retire. I mean, if we're going to be talking flat out numbers here, in the last 2 years, I've managed to put close to $90,000 away into my retirement savings. So if I think about if I hadn't have taken this leap and tried this, would I have been able to do that in the last 2 years, working my regular job that I do?
No way.
Right? Would I have been able to take, before, you know, things changed in the world in 2019, I took 2 trips to Europe. I did 2 cruises. I did an Alaska cruise and I went to Vegas for a couple of days while putting that money into my retirement fund. And I paid off a massive amount of consumer debt that I had in 2 years. Where else is that possible unless you're going to win the lottery? So if you're planning on winning the lottery, that's awesome. Then you don't need this. Good for you, go win the lottery. I didn't think I was going to win the lottery.
Nah, nor me.
So I chose this.
Exactly. And that's what I love, because, you know, you see so many people starting from at the beginning, and I love watching people's journeys. You know, they start coming with you and they start doing the training, and in 6 months down the line, they're creeping up, and you think, oh, they're doing really well.
Yes.
They've got it in there. They're really pushing for it. They can see what they're looking for. They can see the future.
Yeah.
And they really sort of go for it. It's absolutely unbelievable. I love it. We're not, you know,
absolutely.
People
absolutely
do really well.
Well, Dave, it was fantastic talking to you. And for anybody else out there listening to this, again, when are you going to take action on your dreams? Right? Because if your dreams are this big, but your income is this big, at some point you have to take action. So Dave, it was great talking to you. And I know that I will see you around, because even though we're a global team and we're across an ocean from each other, our global team is very close. So I know I will see more of you. And have a great day. And again, anybody who's listening, hit the button and just try it.
Yeah, just
right.
Watch that webinar right now. Lovely talking to you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
And you. Bye.